So since this is a tour about young women learnings, I would like to share some of my own young women learnings, or what I like to call times I vomited and wish I hadn't. So that kind of period in life starts, I would say, around college for most people. And it was the same for me. My friends and I were together one night and we were drinking mixed drinks because we were fancy and could do that now. And we were drinking pretty much anything mixed with Coke out of those giant big plastic tumblers that everyone has. And we were drinking anything that could go with them. And I had in one hand a vodka and Coke, and I had in the other hand a rum and Coke. And I drank those at the same time, which you know what happens next. I vomited horribly on my walk home, and my poor boyfriend at the time was trying to help me, and I was doing the stupid girl thing where I was like, don't, I'm fine, as I was totally disgracing myself by passing cars. But the lesson learned there was me and the captain do not make it happen. I actually can't drink rum to this day. So then fast forward, I'm graduated from college, I'm living in Los Angeles, and I'm looking for work, and it's getting pretty dire. It's been about a month, I haven't found a job, and it's to the point where I'm thinking no one's ever gonna hire me because I don't fucking know how to do anything, and I'm coming to this realization. And the only rule in my house was that my roommates and I, who were also around my same age and status, is we always had those big jugs of Carlo de Rossi sangria wine in our fridge at all times that we bought on rotation from the Rite Aid down the street. So on a particularly horrible night of feeling like I was a complete failure and college meant nothing, I was drinking a lot of this with my roommates, and I lost track about how much. There is film somewhere of me eating ham at our table with my eyes closed in my bra, and I have no recollection of any of this, but I did wake up in my bed with purple all down the side of my bed and on my floor. And I had a job interview that morning, and I was incredibly hungover. I couldn't go. And I called them and I said, I'm sorry, I got food poisoning, because I'm a genius, and I'm the first person that's ever thought of this. And can I please reschedule? And they did. I didn't get the job, but my lesson there was that everyone in their 20s says they have food poisoning when they call into work, and everybody knows it means you're hungover. But the biggest lesson I learned was, as an adult, I was working on a movie here in town, and I was out one night with a bunch of people I worked with just to like blow off some steam and get some drinks. And I know what you're thinking. You're gonna say, oh yeah, you drank too much and vomited. That's the trend here. And I assert to this day that at time of vomit, I had only had about 2 drinks, but I did have some chicken I was suspect of earlier that night. But I was dancing with a bunch of crew and cast members, and I started to not feel good. I thought maybe I was just tired, until I vomited on the floor and all over Rosario Dawson's shoes. And I immediately went home, but I was terrified. I had had friends that had been fired for a lot less sans vomit in Hollywood, and I didn't really know Rosario, and I thought, who am I? She could totally have me kicked off this movie. And I had one of those jobs where I didn't have to be on set all the time, but I stayed away from set that entire week in hopes that it would die down and maybe someone else would vomit and like we could all just forget about this. And the week I had to go back to set, you know, I knew it was bad. I'd gotten calls from LA. I knew the producer was unhappy, and I was on set and I was walking down the path, and I saw Rosario coming toward me, and I froze. And she was looking at me, and I had also actually gotten 2 hot pink streaks in my hair that week. And she saw me and she reached out and she said, I love your hair. And I was just, I've never been more relieved in my entire life than at that moment. But the lesson I learned there was that people forget when you vomit in public. I actually saw her this past spring at South by Southwest, and I went and said hi, and she had no idea who I was. Thank you.